I've spent over $8,000 on crypto mining and different passive income devices. This could be crypto Depin, GPU mining, all kinds of different devices. I'm Modern Mining, and every month I do a profitability update where I look at how much money is my farm making, how much money have I made so far, and I go over my entire crypto portfolio, full disclosure. So if that sounds interesting, let's get into it. Today's video is sponsored by Crypto Miner Bros, a reliable and highly trusted ASIC miner reseller. There are a couple huge benefits to buying from Crypto Miner Bros. The first is that the price on their website is the all-in price shipped to your door, no hidden fees. The second is that they have a massive selection of all the popular miners. My current favorite miner is the DG Home 1, which I got from Crypto Miner Bros. Don't forget to use code MODERN for $70 off each item regardless of price. Purchasing ASIC miners can be risky with tons of scams going around. Why not make it easy with Crypto Miner Bros? Check them out today with the link down below. All right, for the OGs of the channel, you may be wondering, how is it $8,000? Last month it was $10,000, before that it was $12,000. Well, throughout my journey, I'm constantly buying and selling different hardware. So, for example, I have one full 12-card GPU rig right here, one full 12-card GPU rig right here. And last month, or 2 months ago, I had a third one right there, but I sold all 12 GPUs for an average price of probably $260, and that earned easily $2,000 back. So for one thing, that's why I like GPU mining, because you can always resell the hardware, whereas sometimes with ASIC mining, it's kind of hard to sell these things back when they don't make any money and they don't do anything else. But today's profit update is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go over every single device in my farm and give you a dollar amount of how much dollars it's making in profit every single day. And then we'll go over what my power draw is, just to get a number of how much I'm paying in power every single day or month. And then lastly, we'll take a look at that portfolio. How close am I to paying off this $8,000 investment? Well, let's find out. So I've got my handy notebook here. I've got so many devices that it's hard to keep track of what they're all making, but I did do some of the research beforehand. So let's start with the newest addition to the farm. This guy right here over on the left. This is the Ashlar. So this mines the coin Entropy. There's a lot of weirdness to it where you can't actually sell it, but well, technically you can, but you can only sell it once, and then you brick your miner if you sell your whole bag. So you got to be careful on deciding when you sell, but this is my most profitable miner. It is making $10 profit every single day right now, so that is amazing. Next up here we have the Anyone Depin router. So this is providing a kind of decentralized VPN network. I'm basically running bandwidth from the network through my internet provider. So this is using upload and download every single day. Now this one has been not performing that great, though it is a pretty cheap device. This one is only making about 30 cents per day. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna have a list of every single device that I own in my video description and where you can buy them. I don't normally do that, but I have so many now that I will include that. This is just a little Bitcoin price meter. Unfortunately, Bitcoin was about $110,000 not too long ago, and that is no longer the case. Up next here, we have this new temperature unit, which is actually kind of cool. So it has an outdoor unit or outdoor sensor. So it's 78 degrees outside and 80 degrees on my top shelf. So not bad at all. My mining farm is only 2 degrees warmer than outside, and that's because of that massive fan back there. Okay, now we have a couple solo miners. So this is the Nerd Q Axe Bitcoin solo miner. So how solo miners work is they are not making any money every single day. They're basically making $0 profit, but they have a very small chance of hitting a full Bitcoin block, which would be about a $300,000 payout. So I'm gonna do something a little different in this profit update, because I have this solo miner, this solo miner, this solo miner. So I'm going to tell you a little later on in the video what my odds are for hitting that Bitcoin block, how many thousands of years on average will it take. So we'll see that shortly. Next to that, we have the BitAxe Gamma. This is technically the most efficient solo miner available right now. It's also a very good price. This would be my solo miner that I would recommend to people. Now right here we have a USB flash drive solo miner. These things will not hit a block for 28 billion years, so this is more of just looks cool, let's put it on the shelf. These two do not make any dollars per day. All right, next up here we have the Depin device. This is from Helium Deploy. Now this one is in testnet, and this is like a decentralized kind of AI platform. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on these, but this one's being in testnet is also earning $0 per day, but you have the odds of when it comes out of testnet and goes mainnet that the tokens that you've mined may become very, very profitable. So this I have had running for 67 days. That is how it keeps track of your earnings. Basically, however many days you've had it running is how much rewards you're gonna get when it goes mainnet. So making $0 a day currently, but this is a $1,500 device, so hopefully when it goes mainnet, it makes bank. Now up next, we have the Aethir Edge, and special shout out to the Aethir Edge. This is actually gonna be my best miner of 2025, in my opinion. So this is another Depin device from Helium Deploy. This one is about 1,500 as well, I think, but check the link down below because I don't actually remember. This one is making $5.3 per day. Very similar to the Deep device, except Aethir Edge is in mainnet, so I am getting that payout every single day. Your tokens are locked for, I think, a few weeks, but I'm just holding them all anyway. So very, very good there. This one has already made like 600 bucks back, which is crazy because I've only had it for like 2 months, maybe 3 months. Now, the thing about this top shelf is all of these devices combined use basically zero power cost. Maybe, let's say 200 watts combined throughout them. Very, very cheap, which is very nice because these Depin devices, even if they make $1 a day, if there's no power cost, then that adds up big time. So I'm definitely liking Depin more and more the more that I get into it, but I am realizing that you need to pick the right devices. And the reason I say that you need a good device is because I got this SkyX device and I never even made a video on it because this thing's supposed to mine the weather, but I had this thing plugged in my garage for over a month and I earned the same amount of rewards sitting in a closed garage that I did when it's outside. So it does earn some nano tokens. I don't even know if it's in testnet or not, but this is definitely not one I'd recommend. You need to do your research when you're buying Depin. Now, while we're out here, we have my crypto GeoNet satellite that I actually just installed in a previous video. I'll put a card up there. This GeoNet device has been one of my better performing miners. So this satellite is earning $2.30 per day in profit. It uses basically no power. And this is providing basically GPS data antenna, helping their GPS network. But it needs to be mounted in a high place. So very nice. This one has been one of my favorite Depin projects, though it is about to have a halving in June. Okay, back in the garage here, let's start moving down the shelf here. Up next, we have this GPU mining rig, and I actually just turned this back on. The video may not even be released yet, but sneak peek, this is mining Beam. So Beam is a pretty old coin, I think 2019, that had some crazy price runs in the prior bull runs. And so I'm going and doing some yield mining on Beam, holding my coins, not selling anything, in hopes that it goes 2 to 3 to 10 to 20x at some point, and then I sell my rewards and make my profit then, because with GPU mining, your profitability is not calculated when you mine the coin, but when you sell the coin. So I am yield mining on this, which in layman's terms means I'm losing $1 a day on that rig. I'm spending more in power than I'm actually generating in crypto. So this is technically losing $1 a day after power costs. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully GPU mining will come back soon to where we can actually mine profitably, but that's just not the case right now. Moving on here, we have my Salad rig. So this is a 3070 with a Ryzen 3600 and 32 gigabytes of RAM running on Salad AI platform. I will have a sign up link for that down below. This is making about 75 cents per day in profit, but just don't want to mislead you guys. This has only been profitable within the last few days. because Salad got some new customers who need more GPUs, they need more compute. So smaller GPUs are profitable now in Salad where they were not over at least the last multiple months. So just keep that in mind, but right now it is earning about 75 cents in profit. Continuing the Salad theme, we have my second Salad rig, or my main Salad rig, and this is a 3080 EVGA GPU, a 5900X CPU, and 48 gigs of RAM, DDR4. This one is making about 75 cents in profit as well, but this one has been profitable pretty consistently over the past few weeks, so that's been good. Here I've just got my monitor with a little KVM switch so I can switch between this rig and that rig. That was pretty nice. Now up next we have my only two ASIC miners, and those would be the Jazz miner, which is a Ethereum Classic or Ethash miner, and this is currently mining Ethereum Classic. I've mined a little bit of Ethereum proof of work on that, and now I'm on to Ethereum Classic. I might move to Octaspace soon. But this is making $0 a day. It's not losing anything, but it's not profitable either. I'm basically just building a bag of Ethereum Classic, dollar cost averaging it with this ASIC miner. This thing has been an awesome miner though during the winter. It's great to be able to unplug that and put it wherever I want. Very, very cool miner. Now up next here we have the DG Home 1 from AlphaPex. This is a very cool miner as well. I honestly love these little box style miners. They are pretty big, guys, but they have Wi-Fi on them, which is cool. So you don't technically need to have them in a place where you can plug in Ethernet. Now this device is mining Dogecoin, Litecoin, and a variety of other script miners. And this is actually a water-cooled unit, so it is very quiet. And this device is making about $1 a day in profit. I'm getting paid out in all Dogecoin. I'm doing auto converting so that I only get Dogecoin. Now last but not least here, I have my final GPU mining rig. This one has been on for a few months now, yield mining again, so losing about $1 a day as well. So my two GPU mining rigs combined are losing about $2 a day, though that does fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. This one is mining Ergo, which again is a coin that had a pretty good pump in the old bull runs in the 2021 era. So my hope is to mine a big bag of Ergo, hold on to it, and hopefully it does a 2 to 3 to 5, some crazy amount of multiplier in the next few years, and then I sell off my big bag. So that's all my hardware. I hope you guys like that format. If you did, leave a comment and definitely like this video. Let's go take a look at my portfolio. Before we take a look at the portfolio, remember we need to look at how many years is it going to be until our solo miners hit a block. So we can see here, this is public pool. This is where my BitX Gamma, my Nerd QAX, and then all my USB miners are mining to public pool. And here you can see my hash rate chart. And I just noticed this the other day, but it actually shows you the amount of years until you hit a block on average, because this is all kind of statistical. So this could be literally, we could hit a block right now, or we could hit a block in 1,000,000 years. This is just the average. But it's saying that with our hash rate, we should hit a block in about 2,880 years, which sounds like a very long time, and it is. But crazier things have happened, and it's kind of cool to just have that small chance every single day, multiple times a day. These solo miners are just hashing away, and there's a small chance that one day you open your wallet and you've got $300,000 in there. So that's my current chance. We'll see how that grows over time. Now let's take a look at my portfolio. So the total portfolio value is $8,252, which, if you'll notice, I said I spent $8,000 on my farm. Well, that means we've generated more crypto than I spent on the thing, but that's not taking into account power cost. And as I mentioned that, we forgot to look how much power we're using downstairs. I already know the number. We are currently using 4,450 watts, which on a monthly basis is going to be a power cost of $352. So pretty hefty on the power cost. But we did just turn that second mining rig on like 2 days ago, so it was down to $237. But from here on out, I'm going to be spending that extra money to solo mine Beam, and we're going to be paying $352 a month in power before any sort of AC or anything. So that power bill is about to start being pretty crazy. Okay, so let's break down the portfolio a little bit and discuss why this number is not as good as it seems. Like I mentioned, this doesn't take into account power cost, but also it doesn't take into account the value of the hardware we have. So we need to kind of balance those numbers out. But just breaking down the portfolio real quick, Bitcoin is 65%. If you go way back in these profit update videos, Bitcoin has slowly become more and more dominant of our portfolio. And a lot of that is because Bitcoin is one of our only coins that's actually appreciated in price since I've been doing this series. A lot of them, or I should say the vast majority of them, have actually decreased in price. Though it looks like some of them are green here, so that's interesting. We'll dig into those. So Bitcoin is the biggest coin, but Aethir coming in at number 2 now, which is absolutely crazy because I just got this miner and it's already generated the second highest amount in dollar amount of crypto that I have. So been very happy with the Aethir miner. I already mentioned that earlier. Caspa coming in third with $354 of Caspa. Now, I did buy some of this, but I did also have those Ice River Caspa miners, the KS0 Ultras, for a while. Those have also been sold at this point, which has helped decrease the price from that $12,000 farm cost I had a few months ago. Coming in next is Dogecoin. This has all been mined from that Alphapex DG Home 1. We're sitting at about $307 there. Dogecoin's been doing decent, but overall I am down 11.3%. Zealous, I GPU mined for a long time, and I'm unfortunately down 61% on it. If that were to go back to break even, then we would have almost $1,000 in Zealous. So Zealous has hurt us pretty bad. Same with the Lithium, down 81%. If that were to go back to its price that we got it at, then it would be about $1,000 of a Lithium too. Ethereum POW. So this one I mined relatively recently, and I didn't realize it was down so bad, 53%, and we've got $135 of Ethereum POW. So I'll leave you with the rest of the list here. Geonet is pretty interesting. We already have $81, so that is stacking up real nice, 430 Geode. Let's see, Ergo. This is the coin I've been yield mining for the past like 2 months at this point, and it's actually in the green. So this is one of the first coins I've GPU mined that's actually increased in value in a long time because it has not been good for GPU mining. So keep it up, Ergo. That is promising to see. We're almost at $100 of Ergo, and we still continue to mine it every single day. And then the rest of these, nothing too important. It looks like any one protocol is also up 6%. So the thing here is that Depin coins have been doing a lot better than mining coins. Now, we'll see if that trend continues, but that's what I'm noticing so far. So let's do a final kind of channel net worth calculation here. So the farm costs $8,000. We've made $8,250 in crypto. That would give us a profit of $250. But then we need to put into our account our power cost. And honestly, I've done a very bad job of tracking this. I don't know what the power cost is that I've spent. Probably, let's just say $6,000. So that would put us back in the hole about $5,800 in terms of power cost. But the big thing here is that we need to look at the value of our current hardware because after all, that can be sold. And our current hardware is worth $5,520, and that's just the GPUs. So the other hardware, the ASICs, the solo miners, the Depin devices is not even included in that. So technically, the channel, in my opinion, has officially broke even. We have generated as much crypto as we've spent on devices and in power. So that is a pretty big milestone, guys. Though I do want to preface it with a lot of these devices I did get for free, like my ASIC miners and my Depin devices. So your mileage may vary, certainly, if you're buying all these devices yourself. But as far as tracking the channel in this series, we have officially hit broke even. So anything kind of from here is going to be profit, assuming this portfolio balance doesn't continue going down. And real quickly, let's take a look at the 1 month chart of the portfolio value. It has been relatively going up in the month of May. and hit a peak of $8,828. So at that point, we would have been in basically a $600 profit if we're saying we're break even now. So that's it, guys. I'm Modern Mining. Thanks for watching. If you want to follow along and see how this journey goes, hit that subscribe button on the way out, and I'll leave a great video for you to watch up here. Thanks as always. Peace.